But guys, you know those memes and stuff. You look on the internet and like my lineup, and then you have Phases, Void, Gyro, Shadow Fiend, Monk, Ursa +1, right? And you're like, this is my team. And suddenly you're in a pro game, and the first three picks are Phases, Void, Gyro, Shadow Fiend. And what are we missing right now? A carry hero. Let's go. Something like an Ursa. There's a Slark would be would be really fun to see though. I'm guessing we are maybe gonna be seeing a range hero, something that can harass the Batrider. Maybe a Slark if you want something that can deal with him. But to be honest, now the Faceless Void kind of does have merit as a carry because he doesn't mind the bat. On the other hand, it might be a Pango in the offlane, so we don't know. A Broodmother that's come out from Army Geniuses yesterday. It was a perfect pick for them. This time around, not bad. But not the best. Batrider is pretty solid at catching the Brood, bringing her to a very bad position. If they combo well with the pull with the lasso and the hoodwink bushwhack, which is something that can be a problem if you burn down all of the trees, or accidentally the one that the hoodwink is bushwhacking the broodmother to, then you might not have enough damage. But Pango, hoodwink, and the batrider are actually pretty decent at dealing with the brood. Hoodwink fighting her in the trees, batrider fighting her anywhere, and Pango, of course, when you go into the rolling thunder, the swashbuckle, shield crash, all of those spells are pretty good against the Brood, but not a direct counter. All of these heroes, they can counter the Brood, but if you make one or two mistakes and die in very bad positions in the game, or very bad timings in the game, you can lose it. Imagine a very early Orchid on this Brood. It's gonna eat up everyone. There's nothing you can do about it. So you don't have that one hero that is just gonna stand in front, and no matter how strong the Brood becomes, you're gonna be fine. So the most important thing for Boom Esports in this game is to recognize when you can kill the broodmother. And sometimes it's easy to do, sometimes it's not. I think in this game in particular, the second they get level 6 on hoodwink, the broodmother can die. So that's something that you should be gunning for. So not a lot of reserve time left for either team. I was kind of looking at this, man, this pick phase is long, and boy, it really is. They're using all of their reserve time. They're using all of their pick time every single time. They will ban out the Slark. Um, I think you ban out the LC as well if you're really afraid of it, because the SF can stand and fight once he gets a BKB. If you have the LC to buff him up to purge off the lasso as well, naturally lanes really well against pretty much everything that Boom Esports have. Overwhelming Gods pretty good against the Chan army. I think it is a worthwhile ban, and Army Geniuses, they wouldn't mind picking it up. I'm pretty sure DB would like to play here. Plus a lot of squishy heroes actually that you can bring down with the LC. Batrider hates that hero at all points in the game. Though then again, you hate the carry void as well. So you're gonna be in trouble either way. They ban out the Juggernaut. For me now, this is screaming that it's actually gonna be an offlane bat, though I don't know. Hoodwink and the bat just don't synergize so well. As I mentioned, you can burn down the trees, just completely make the bushwhack a useless spell. Of course, your communication can be good, but it's definitely not easy to position yourself well with the bat. The Boom Esports, 15 seconds.
10 seconds to pick.
Left there to pick up whatever they want. They only have 1 second of reserve time, so they better go for it right now. They need a carry, there's no doubt about it. We'll go for the Terrorblade. Okay. I mean, I'm not loving the Boom Esports lineup. I think they're just picking heroes they're comfortable with, and will be trying to pick the game to win the game like that. It is a well-rounded lineup, there's no doubt about it, but a lot of magical damage is there to deal with Terrorblade. Plus, you don't really threaten the Brood in the lane. She doesn't threaten you either, but you don't threaten the Brood at all. Plus, when the Brood hits level 6, you're just gone. You're gone. The spawn spiraling spell just deals so much damage to you. It is impossible for you to lane. So kind of scared for them here. They'll go for the bounty hunter. It isn't gonna be an LC. They go for a carry bounty. So Army Geniuses, they have a really interesting, really cool lineup. I like this. I like this really. Imagine a bounty getting a shard. For those of you guys that don't know, it was changed. Now you can put invis on one of your heroes as well, and then bounty hunter and the SF are going hunting. It would be so awesome. The problem I have with Army Geniuses lineup, it falls behind, it's over. It's literally over, and you have to fight constantly. You have to fight constantly. You have an SF around him. You can do it with the heavy magical damage that he provides. You need to protect this SF. He's playing against the Opash Batrider. I think that's the main deal here. I could actually see Army Geniuses winning. I have no intention of going against Boom Esports, you know, because they're just looking awesome and better than most of the teams here that we have at the BTS Pro Series. But I'm liking Army Genius's approach. I think it can work. Um, you're playing against the melee hero. Hoodwink is very annoying. She constantly hits you, but Bounty Hunter with like 8 armor, maybe even 9. I don't know how much he has, but I think he had 7. Now he has 8 after the patch. He doesn't really care about those pokes, so I'm liking what Army Geniuses have. I think it's really cool, you know. But you have to fight constantly. I'm just hoping DB, as soon as he hits like level 6, 7, that he starts rotating, because both the Faceless Void and the Gyro need some levels. And for me, the best time to give those levels to them is actually, you know, at the tail end of the laning stage, at the very end of it, like 8 9 minutes into it. That's when the Bounty Hunter can start rotating. So gonna be very cool towards this lineup. On one side we have Boom Esports, classic Boom Esports lineup, right? Carry, Jackie carrying, Yopaj creating space, FBZ, some team fight hero, and then we have these supports that they're comfortable with, they can push. On the side of Army Geniuses, we have a very unconventional lineup, you know. 2 agility supports, the Gyro and the Void. I mean, Gyro does a lot of damage. Void, I don't really know what Narman does, but he's very annoying to the enemies and dies very hard. So it's very fun to see. And you know, you have a really tanky, very strong Bounty Hunter, and an SF that does a lot of damage. But for this lineup to work, the SF needs to have a game. That is just the way that it has to be, because he's the one that is gonna be finishing people off. So I'm just curious to see. I think Narman actually scales up time dilation, and every single time that Yopaj tries to kill in your dream in the mid lane, he is there with the time dilation. I think that's actually what Narman is going to be doing. I think he should be doing that. So I want to see where they actually place Vision on the side of Army Geniuses. For now, Narman, he might actually find out there's a ward there, and him and Tims are gonna be engaging into an epic battle. Tims, instead of a crossbow, is gonna have a mandolin, so we're gonna be hearing some nice music from him as well. DB, we spoke about 8 armor of the Bounty Hunter, but even through it, he did get poked just a tiny bit. Overall, anything interesting? We're seeing more and more headdresses being picked up currently in the meta. No, Faceless Void with headdress. Please report. Thank you. You know, one of those situations when people start pinging your items. Well, once you get it in your pubs, don't be surprised if that does happen. But people don't know, because they're not watching the awesome BTS Pro Series Season 12. So if they're not watching, if your friends aren't watching, then send them here so they can find out how you actually play a Faceless Void. You put it in position 4, you deward the ward in the mid lane, you buy a headdress, and then you just annoy the enemy mid laner or the enemy safe laner, which in this case is gonna be FBZ. So they actually send the Pango against the Brood. Even though Terrorblade in the early levels, just because of the high armor, you don't really care about the insatiable hunger. The Brood hits you and doesn't heal at all. He still doesn't want to be laning there. Interesting. I guess FBZ, okay, can be a really big problem to this Brood. Look at that swashbuckler and how much damage it does. 4 armor on the Brood. I actually didn't expect that to hurt that much, but it did. We'll see what happens in the end. Narman, of course, going for his classic. Let's pull the waves, be annoying. And Tims cannot do the same. He cannot connect the waves. He's just going to be bullying Narman as much as he can. Looking at some other lanes, mid lane. Until level 3, I think this one is not going to be too interesting. Now that the SF is level 2 with the raises in your dream is going to be able to last it quite well, though. Batrider in the first few levels against the SF is not good. SF usually struggles until you get a few souls, but the problem is that the Batrider is just so bad at CSing. A bit better now with the sticky napalm, but definitely going to have a little bit of trouble. Bottom lane, well, it's going to be interesting here. So Jackie, he's going to have a school bully. He needs to get stronger in time to kind of take back all of the money that was taken from him. But for now, DB will be taking his pocket money, and Jackie, well, no one to complain to. No one will really be helping him. I don't know how well he'll do with the Terrorblade. I think DB, once he gets the Shuriken toss, he just continues spamming it and spamming it and spamming it. And actually, 80 damage for 50 mana against the Terrorblade, even with the sticks being involved, it's gonna hurt. Okay, Scam finds the RP Stormcrafter. That's a big mistake from Varish. Not blocking the small camp is, I'd say, unacceptable against the Chen, even if it's your own pull. That mistake will cost him. DB loses creeps. Army Geniuses have taken down both of the wards. That is actually pretty big. So Narman is a god. He knows exactly what's up and what needs to be done. Like, my team is losing CS, so what do? I give more gold to myself by getting down that vision. So beautifully done by him overall. Understanding that's kind of the deal with the Void. You don't die very easily, so you can check on places that you naturally wouldn't be able to with some other supports, and you're allowing yourself the luxury to just go for those rewards. So that's quite nice. What did he get on level 2? The Faceless Void got the bash. He didn't get the time dilation, so isn't really that helpful if the bat starts going for the SF, and that's gonna happen soon because Yopaj is approaching level 4. There it is. In your dream, you have to be careful right now. This is when it becomes dangerous, and Yopaj is actually doing well in CS even up until now. I like what In Your Dream is doing. So he starts getting those Shadow Ray stacks on Yopaj immediately. So if Yopaj starts getting close, he can immediately use it. Okay, In Your Dream is now maybe gonna get dove. Yopaj, he skills up the Flame Break. He's thinking about it and he decides not to. Yeah, it's... Ooh, man, In Your Dream, I think that's just a couple of steps were there that were keeping him from dying. So very nice heads up play, understanding exactly when he needs to go back. For now, no kills. Boom Esports. Disappointing, as we mentioned. They kind of reminded me of Southeast Asia reminds me of the early days of Eastern Europe in a sense, how they approach Dota and how aggressive they want to play. And you know, Eastern Europe very soon started being this region that up until 7 minutes they don't have a kill. So Southeast Asia, please don't do this. Come on, give us action, give us fight. We're just gonna see some brawling. So Varish, okay, that's not brawling. He's pretty much bruised up completely. DB comes over to take someone's money, but he's gonna get beat up for it. So you know, these bullies, they're not what they used to be. Oh, they've brought their mothers to school. The Harpy Stormcrafters, Karens, literally just annoying DB here. And he just wants to take their money. I don't know what your problem is. Oh, he'll continue to farm. Does have the Ring of Health. Curious to see what that's gonna become. Probably a hood. Mid lane? Oh, again, In Your Dream. Literally gonna be something he's telling to Yopaj. You're killing me, but yeah, read the name. Yopaj. Now the SF is level 5, so immediately you can see In Your Dream posturing aggressively. The problem is that from the side, Scam is coming. You have survived up until now. The tornado, the famous puppy treatment will be there. The TP from the Faceless Void. In Your Dream gets pushed into the fire, and now he's taking so much damage. Does have the sticks, gonna keep him alive. Yopaj gonna get bashed. Get away from my mid laner, but look at how much damage that sticky napalm does, and one more hit will get the kill. Yopaj though, he'll eat that homing missile to the face, and just a few more hits will get the revenge there. Army Geniuses, they show up to protect their mid laner. They don't manage to do it, but they will make a statement. If you dive, you will die. And looking at the mid laners, at least in terms of gold after that fight, they're gonna be the same. Though Batrider will get to level 6, and I think these supports might need to stay around the mid lane until that does happen. Looking at the net worth, we can see that Boom Esports doing well on all 3 of their cores, but same is true for Army Geniuses, so no one falling behind. Okay, In Your Dream, why did you do that? Why do you want to burn? I mean, this SF, he's all lava and stuff, but it seems like the Batrider burns a little bit harder, and now they get the time dilation on him. He's going to be slowed down quite a lot, but he has the lasso, yeehaw, and this now pushing this Varish Gyro into even more fire. They'll finish him off with the Bushwhack, slowing down Narman. No jump from him. The 2 supports are here. Narman is going to be netted, and this is what they wanted. Yopaj is playing with him now. You burn as well. And not gonna have a face any longer, not like he did earlier. But Tims gets a double after that engagement, and that is complete and utter destruction of Army Geniuses in the mid lane. They just were not ready How couldn't they expect that? That's exactly what Boom Esports are gonna do. Just a slight mistake, slight misstep from the supports. A couple of seconds in your dream goes forward. He didn't have any kind of a backup and he dies again. It ends up in a disaster for Army Geniuses. So Boom Esports, just beautiful plays around the mid lane. Let's look at the side lanes. We don't want war any longer. Just kidding. We want blood. We want people to kill each other here in Dota. Because we know in Dota, you just come back to life immediately. It's not like real life, you know. It works a lot better. You die, you come back. If you watched Rick and Morty, you know that cool place where Jerry tries to kill Rick. Yeah, but it's impossible. So you know, very very fun. If only our world could work the same. So now, FBZ, he did go for the swashbuckle out. But with the time dilation, he's not going to be using any spells anytime soon. Broodmother doesn't have the mana. We'll have the Soul Ring in a couple of seconds, but it seems like FBZ will keep himself alive. Very nice read of the situation there, not dying. And Yopaj is even coming over. They should have seen him, though. And Yopaj won't be finding anything. No lasso. Be able to do anything in your dream in the river. Can he even take this one? Okay, he's thinking about it. He gets the DD, turns around, and Yopaj uses the raise. The infused range drop is there. Yopaj is not going to be making a mistake of not having that one against the SF. Looking at the Jackie, I mean, this is a rich kid for sure, given that there's a guy who's constantly taking money from him, and he still has more Verish though. Gonna be completely fine. So again, you know, there was some fighting in the mid lane for maybe 1 or 2 minutes, and suddenly we are back to everyone just farming. SF's camp is blocked though, so no stacks for In Your Dream just yet. Well, I really like the wards for Boom Esports. They understand where they want to play in the mid lane, and they want to protect the top lane. That's pretty much what they want to do. Womi without any mana, and now, okay, you know, fire. That is how you exterminate the pests and spiders. It is something that people definitely want to burn, and burn everything around them as well, so that you know that they're not coming back. Exactly what Yopaj is doing. All of the trees, everything will burn and fall, and that's get a kill on Womi. That's really important. The Broodmother is falling. This hero farms really, really fast, but you can't do it if you're dead. DB, he's the one they have to rely on. Did go for the Vanguard, no hood. Okay. I guess wants to be tanky against the units of the Chen. Wants to be able to dive towers, but doesn't help you much against the bat. You're still gonna die very, very quickly. Well, it'll be interesting to see what the team goes for. They definitely need that money on the side of Army Genius. It needs to start soon. DSF, despite dying twice, In Your Dream is having a good time in terms of net worth. So gonna be okay in that regard. Thames, Bushwhack used on Womi. The Broodmother, now a pig. And the Womi will try to survive, and the pigs can go off cliffs. Narman tries to jump out. He's not going to be able to time walk. A little bit of a mistake from him. And now DB comes over. As soon as they see the bounty hunter, no, you're not going to be fighting that. Even if you trade, it's still not going to be good. On the other part of the map, in the mid lane, Yopaj burns down Verish. So even the gyro will fall. DB definitely wants to go for this one. FBZ might be in some trouble. Give me your money and give me your life. The hand of God is there. And the God definitely doesn't like bullies. DB still going forward now. Turns around on Tim's. Not going to be getting any kills here, but he just wants money. Even misses that one. Come on. Yeah. Hoodwink is a girl, and we know that on those girl genes, the pocket aren't really that great. On the bottom lane, Narman gonna be caught as well. Jumps out, and here's some hurl boulders as well. Tosses it into his face. Obviously not gonna be getting a connection there, but now push him back. This most definitely will. Skem gets the kill in the end, and they get that one. DB still trying to annoy these people on Boom Esports, but definitely not gonna be getting a kill. So no matter how wanted they are, Boom Esports will not be giving away anything. While all of this is happening, Jack even finds a way to be useful to his team, takes down the mid lane tower, opens up the map for his team, and makes it harder for Army Geniuses to have access points when going for these kills. FBZ, he knows he's tracked. He knows that people want his head, but the question is, can they get it? Does have the Rolling Thunder if he wants to go for it, but there's gonna be a Shuriken. One more hit. DB, why? Why did he hit him with a Janata? He's not gonna be able to get that money that he was so much looking forward to. Womi will get missed there. That was a really nice shot from Thins, but in the end, not gonna be connecting, and Womi does survive, but his carry will not be so lucky. The SF is still farming well, but we know who the big demon is, and Boom Esports, they've taken the bottom tier 1, they've taken the mid tier 1, they've opened up the map for their TB, who is now very hard to get ganked until you get the mid lane tower down, and I'm not sure how you're gonna do it.
Dyer's middle tower is being attacked.
So Yopaj, oh, look at him, look at how he's flying with the scroll. Kind of reminds me of Itachi. All those weebs here in the chat. Yopaj, that's out. We'll be eating another shuriken, maybe? Oh, he's baiting. He's definitely baiting. Yeah, follow me, DB. Follow me into death or into your own. You will be stuck in time. They're running into the Chronosphere. Definitely not a place that you wanted to be in. Tibbs, we see you as well. Yeah, you should be afraid. In your dream, he finishes off one, and now they're going to be finishing up the other. Army geniuses, they do strike back. Come from multiple sides. These guys definitely know their way around the fight. Army geniuses, they live up to the name. Come from 3 different sides. Surprise their opponent, and there is nowhere to run. Yopaj was baiting so much, but in the end, he just ran into a chrono, and it was his end. At least for the time being. He's going to be coming back soon, but that fight does give a lot of gold, like a 2k gold swing just off of that. So all the lead that you have gone for is pretty much gone, and the Army geniuses, they're taking away some vision. Okay, DB, he sees an army, now sees that even his Vanguard is not going to be helping that much, and of course decides to go for an Axe. The damage output when you get an early Axe is just insane. Curious to see how fast he's going to be getting that one. So, very important. Army geniuses, not only did they win a fight, but they got the tower down. Yopaj is being chased down as well. The Silken Bola is there, but look at Womi. He's just sending his kids into death. And that's a little bit brutal. Scam does use the mech, keeping himself healthy, plus the rest of them very broken. Nice sharpshooter, looking very much dead. Will be slowed down by the ghost, in the end brought down. Tims gets the kill. Narman jumps out, turns back time to survive. And now we'll be dropping out the Seeds of Serenity. He's planting seeds, saving the planet. But who's gonna save him? No one. Yopaj does get the kill. And it's gonna be 2 into the hands of Boom. So they strike back immediately. They'll have the Rolling Thunder. I'm not sure DB wants to go in. There is nothing that the Bounty Hunter can do. When his supports are dead, he doesn't do anything. Again, misses. Tims just dodges those Jinadas beautifully. And we'll be getting a dust. Okay, DB is going to be very mad right now. Not because he dies, but literally because he missed. He's going to be pushed back as well. Burned up completely. And the Bounty Hunter is dead. You work for money. We work for ideology. We are not the same. And Bounty Hunter does go down. Boom Esports, they get themselves another one. Beautifully done. First they kill the supports. Bounty can't do anything. He can only be annoying. Then they kill the Bounty. Supports can't do anything. And this is kind of a cycle that Army geniuses have to get out of. This is why they need more of their heroes to play. I think the one that should be in the line of fire first should probably be Womi. The hardest to kill, the hardest to catch, and can go the deepest into enemy territory and kind of force some eyes onto him, or even some spells. Even if you die, it's gonna create an opening for Army geniuses. DB, he's gonna be dusted. He's all alone in the bottom lane. DB, what did you do? You just dug your own grave. This Batrider is not going down. Doesn't even want to use the lasso. Doesn't need to use it. Yopaj gets the kill on the top lane. FBZ is going to be chasing down on Womi, who will be fine. But again, Bounty Hunter dead, and DB just not finding his footing in this game. Sure, that was that one fight where the track kills built up. Narman walks up, and now he's going to be eating the sharpshooter. In your dream, he immediately sees what's happening there and wants to get out. There is a spiraling kind of protecting him like a bodyguard, though. It's better if it was the other way around. DB even loses the career. Okay, he is not focused at all. Womi will be found as well. Immediate lasso pulled into certain death. Slowed down. He does turn himself into a piggy once again, but it just means that it's gonna be cooked pork for Boom Esports. They're gonna be happy with that one, you know, eating pork much better than eating spiders or bugs. And there's only one man on the planet named Bear Grylls that would disagree. Boom Esports, 4k goal lead. But since that fight, they haven't given anything to their opponents. How are the items looking? BKB and Yopaj almost done. Tims. Gonna have the urn and the arcane boots. He's kind of going for that all the time. Might even get a force staff like he has been doing so far. Pango, blink dagger done. Jackie, no manta just yet, but he's working towards it. Maybe he just goes straight into a Scotty. Though I like the manta here for the track, for the time dilation. It's just not bad. How are we looking at army geniuses though? Broodmother will have the rate back soon. Terrorblade is pretty solid at taking that one down. Scam might be in a little bit of an uncomfortable position, but look at the Rolling Thunder. Immediately they're protecting him. And in a choke point, you don't want to be fighting against this hero. Narman will jump out, will be okay. Now the mech was used. There is going to be a chrono. Then look at the Pango, stuck in time. He's going to be feared. No, he jumps out for a second. Will get feared either way. They see him perfectly. Busy taking a lot of damage. He's dead. Yopar needs to be very careful. Very slowed down there by the time dilation, but finally gets the Firefly. Will be okay. Tim's in some trouble as well. That's going to be a nice flame break, dealing a lot of damage. But look at this. Yopar is going to be dying for sure. He's taking so much damage. They see him perfectly, and a couple of hits, he will not be out of reach from the side of Army Geniuses. And as soon as we get to track kills, make that 3, we can see the gold lead changing quite a lot. DB takes even more money from Tims. Give that one to me. He allowed them to get fat, and then he took all of it away. DB, as we mentioned, couldn't find his footing, but every single time there's a fight, this bounty will be getting so much gold, and already does have 2 components of his axe. It's gonna have a lot more. Just if another fight like that happens. Jackie decides that he's gonna be going for a manta. I like it. I think it's the smarter choice. His career might die now. Poor little dragon. Nah, he'll be fine. Bounty won't be going that route. So let's see. I love the Army Geniuses lineup, but I feel like they're playing without a plan. That is what it feels like. I think now when they have the BKB on the SF, they're gonna be feeling more comfortable going for plays. Womi might be in some trouble. Actually, Yopaj is taking a lot of damage. Womi will be completely fine. That Wraith Pact allows him to pretty much don't take any damage. And Boom Esports are now in a pretty uncomfortable situation when they're lacking damage a bit. Yopaj takes a little bit too much. He needs the BKB to be able to go in effectively. So that's something that Boom is gonna be waiting for. BZ gonna get time dilated here. Does have the pig pole to try to escape, and it seems like that's not going to be happening. Slow down a little bit too much with one raise and attack. In the end, DB gets the kill. Yep, Army Geniuses, they could go for Roche. They don't have a chrono, but I think you want to force your opponents to fight. The only problem I see with this, there's way too many wards from the side of Boom around that bit. They have to, okay, one will get the ward, and it needs to be taken down. The other one is pretty good as well, but from the angle that they're coming from, actually the advantage will be on Army Geniuses if there's a fight, considering their vision. So they'll get this Roche. With the SF, with an Arcane Rune, it just falls so easily. 6 Shadow Ray stacks, and the 7th one will just get the kill. Immediate smoke. Yeah, okay. Army Geniuses now, they're looking like they have a plan of how they want to play. They just needed some of those early items. They didn't feel comfortable fighting without those, and then they were bleeding heroes. Now the timing is there. They have everything they need, the levels on the supports, and some of the key items, mainly the BKB on the SF and the Wraith Pact on the Broodmother, and they want to fight. You know, Bounty Hunter, you don't really farm your ags. You fight until you get it. Tims is going to be found. The homing missile is used. Jackie, a little bit of aggressive positioning. Wants to take down the homing missile. Will be able to do it. Jump in from Narman. Jump out. Rolling Thunder was used already. Can they kill DB? They should be able to finish him off at the start of the fight. Then there's not going to be any tracks, and that's exactly what they're going to do. The SF was stunned as well. They're going for the small fry first. We're not going to kill the one with the Aegis. We'll clean out everyone else, and Jackie comes in for the fight. Gets a triple kill in your dream. BKB ulti is trying to kill MPZ. Maybe he'll be able to do it, but that's only the one, and his BKB is going to be running out. Womi comes over, uses the ulti onto Yopaj, but that damage is not going to be sufficient. Yopaj still has the lasso, or just got it. And Boom Esports will take that fight any day. Jackie gets a triple kill. The Terrorblade becoming more and more of an issue as time progresses. Once he gets a Scotty, he can just stand his ground, and there is no one on Army Geniuses that will be able to threaten him. Chrono is now up. I'm thinking Army Geniuses want to fight still. There is no meta. It's going to be expiring in a couple of seconds, but look at the dispersion of Boom Esports. They apply as much pressure as they can, and they start running at a perfect timing. They only leave Scam, and even Scam gets himself into a pretty okay position. He's going to die. Okay, they're actually debating whether they go for him with the Hurricane. Not going to be going down, and Narman does turn back. Time to survive. Yeah, Boom Esports is just playing beautifully. You know, Chen puts himself in a position that he can die if there is a committal of heroes that he doesn't mind dying to. This is just perfect, perfect movements from Boom Esports. They fight when they can, they pressure as much as they can, and immediately as they see their enemies dispersed, they continue to go towards the bottom lane because it's easiest for them to get away from that area because they have such a good vision both in terms of wards and sentries. And you can see that they see DB already coming over. DB might actually die. There's the connection, the bushwhack. They have the dust as well. DB is looking very much dead here. There is no one that can help him. Rolling Thunder used immediately. They know they should spare no expense because this hero, once he dies, Army Geniuses, even if they win a fight, it's not going to be that big of a deal. And that's exactly what happens. Boom Esports, they pull out, they come back. They were never really wanting to abandon this area, and their war is not getting the war that allowed them to do so. This is so bad. Even with the Aegis, you get outplayed so much. Womi, I think it's still the Brood Mother that needs to be applying more pressure. I'm not saying it might not come at a cost of his life, but you just have to be a little bit more aggressive to force out some rotations from the enemies, because Boom Esports, they're moving on the map however they like. It is just, they're just not even pressured to do anything. We want to play this area, and we're gonna do it the way we want, with the cooldowns, when our cooldowns are up, when we know that we can win a fight. And then they just go back and forth, and they know that their triangle can't be invaded. The Army Geniuses just can't chase that much. It's not looking good overall. 9-19, 4k goal lead, but the track kills definitely built up there. Finally, we have an Axe on the bounty and a level 2 track. So one fight kind of separates Army Geniuses from getting the gold lead completely back. You could see DB showed himself in the bottom lane. Might give a false sense of security for Boom, but as soon as they see the bounty move, they move back. It is just so well done. Narman, though, jumps in. He is down with this one. Will use the Chrono. They want Tim's dead. It's not going to be a track kill, but it's going to be a kill nonetheless. Drops down the bushwhack. Will do nothing. You can see how the soul of the Hoodwink went into the SF. In your dream, will claim it without much issue. That just a support kill. Boom. They got themselves out and not even feeding off a track kill. Chrono expended. Narman is going for a Spirit Vessel. Yeah, you could see at times they did have some damage issues, so the Spirit Vessel does make sense. Who has the Lotus Orb? Man, this Chen is farmed. I mean, it's a carry bounty. A carry bounty hunter should be full of cash, and he has almost as much as gold as him. Now, Rolling Thunder being used. In Your Dream didn't pop a BKB. Jackie didn't pop a BKB either. Pops the Manta, and it seems like In Your Dream will die the once. Homing Missile coming over. It's not going to be connecting on the Terrorblade. The illusions are there to protect the real thing. Norman jumps in. No, they lasso him. Didn't pop a BKB. Why didn't you do it? In Your Dream will start letting go directly. Everyone's gonna be so afraid of him, and you should be, because In Your Dream is a beast. He lets go all of the souls that were within him. Jackie, now he has the thunder, needs to use it. He takes the soul of Womi, and I'm gonna take your life. No, you're not. In Your Dream turns around to fight. He wants to kill this guy. It doesn't matter. Give everything, give every life you have just for the objective, but Jackie will still not live because he was infested by spiders and will die from within. Now let's see if those little spiders can get anything else. Not gonna be happening. Womi cannot finish this one in favor of Army Geniuses, but at least the objective was made, and Jackie was dead. But in the end, it is gonna be Boom Esports winning the fight in terms of numbers, but Army Geniuses winning it in terms of resources. Oh, what a big fight. Really, really what a big fight. That SF Requiem, it changed everything. The problem, okay, Jackie isn't going for a BKB. I don't like that. I think the only way you lose a fight is if you don't get a BKB. So he wants a crit and a Satanic. Narman? Yes, he's just dead. He's just gone. So, it's a beautiful play coming out from Tim. As I said, this guy's a god. He went for a blink. Yeah, when you're this good, and when you do all of those little things perfectly, it's Oh, no, wait, James, no, don't kill the Broodmother as well. Okay, no, no. When you're so good and you do everything perfectly, then you die, because that definitely wasn't perfect. The Broodmother using the pipe bomb inside. All of her babies are protected. FBZ, though, is gonna be running over them. What happens if I smash them all? Now going for Varish. How am I being ran down? I'm in the sky. And he just gets himself away. FBZ will have to roll out for now. Yopaj immediately to the bottom lane. And I think this has been the main point of the Boom Esports tactic, is keep the bottom lane pushed in, and it's constantly not allowing Army Geniuses to do whatever they want, because Army Geniuses, ideally they would run towards Boom, but they just can't do it. Oh, look at this, a Crimson Guard by the Bounty. Okay, that's cool. Swashbuckle doesn't do damage. I mean, doesn't do much damage. Shen Army doesn't do that much damage. The illusions from the Terrorblade, not gonna be that big of a deal. Okay, Scam is slowed down quite a lot. He's gonna be returning the homing missile, so he kind of studies the technology. Eat that one for yourself right now, Jari. You will see how it feels. Narman tries to escape. Obviously not gonna be happening. He gets tied to a tree. And Varish might be next. Let's have a 4-staff, gets himself out. That Busy still going forward. We'll use the roll-up. And for now, we'll be okay. Tims again in a very aggressive position. They come back to life. Now going for Womi. Womi will be able to get over the cliff if need be. And the tracks still continue going forward. Another homing missile will be returned if it does connect. And it will indeed. Okay, that's a lot of damage done to Tims. FBZ even went for the Rolling Thunder. Did he just make a mistake? Like constantly putting the key in the ignition, kind of showing off, and in the end made a mistake, and immediately they smoke. Yeah, I think that Boom Esports know that they have to get into a comfortable position right now, because they don't have the Rolling Thunder. So you have to be in a better position than your opponents when you don't have the spell for teamfight, and the enemies have a chrono. And there it is, Army Geniuses, they go for a smoke, but look at the good position of Boom Esports. They're gonna break that smoke easily. The question is, and they get themselves out. Tims in a very aggressive position. He has the blink out. The chrono was used. It's a big one. Can they kill Jackie? No, they cannot, because Yopacha jumps over the chrono. We knew that you were coming, Jackie. Has a DD, but has to run because in your dream he lets go of the Requiem, but it's not going to be connecting on anyone. And now Jackie is ready to turn around. The spiders, they don't even tickle him. He has so much armor that they do nothing. Narman will jump to the side, jump back as well. You can jump as much as you want in every timeline. We will murder you. Terrorblade with that DD is just not a target that you want to fight. And he clears out the spiders. The Exterminator is here. FBZ jumps onto the high ground, but it's not smart going that aggressively. Tims does lose his life in the end. And now with the Swashbuckle Berries takes so much damage. The Thunder was used as well, and Womi will be next. 3 heroes of Army Geniuses have fallen. DB, you might be next as well. Do they have the dust? Not really. Okay, they used it. TP out. Very nicely done for him. They don't have anything to stop the TP. Their Hoodwink is dead. And Boom Esports, though, they're still gonna win the fight and get the tower, even without the BKB on this Terrorblade. Jackie, just beautiful positioning in the fight. Just waits out the Requiem and the Chrono, and then it's time to turn around. They'll win another fight, take the last outer tower. Army Geniuses, the only thing they can do is just headlessly run towards their opponents now when they don't have anywhere to fight at, and even having good positioning didn't help them too much. Actually, they saved this tower. Okay, scratch that. They will be able to mount up another solid fight. The thing is, you have to do it before Roche. Interesting fact, though, as Army Geniuses did do more damage in the last fight, and they didn't kill it. They killed one hero. Just goes to show how much this Chen is doing. That AoE damage from DB is great, and the damage reduction from the Crimson Guard and the pipe, it's great as well. But you just can't finish off heroes. That when you look at Army Geniuses, who finishes heroes off? SF, and he was lassoed during the BKB. That just makes it impossible. So SF is going for a Daedalus Satanic. You can see Terrorblade already going for an MKB. I like this one from Jackie. First of all, there's a Crimson Guard, so you know we want to go with that. Okay, they found the Broodmother, and Omi is actually alive for quite a long time. It's been broken, but Wraith Pack Totem will pretty much protect him for taking any damage. Look at this. Crimson Guard, Pipe, Wraith Pack. We just don't die. That's gonna be their MO here. That's why the MKB comes over if you buy a Butterfly. If you have all of this damage block, well, not really gonna help against the MKB. In your dream, I think Butterfly would have been an ideal item, but seeing the Terrorblade having the MKB is just not an option any longer. Roche is alive. Army Geniuses get towards it. I think Boom are gonna be aware of this. There is no way that you're gonna let it happen. And there it is. There's the smoke. How fast is the Roche falling? It's not even half HP. Army Geniuses, you're being a bit too greedy. Your enemies are coming over. There's no BKB on the bat though, so it might be a good timing. Now the ulti from the Gyro will be used to Verish. He does use all of those rockets. They're falling from the sky, but the Roche is still alive. Homing missile does connect on Yopach. Yopach is gonna be taking a lot of damage even with the Lotus Orb. There's gonna be a Chrono. Just kill him. Kill him now. Hand of God. No God will help you. You're gonna have to pray harder. DB does go down. Armin goes up on the hill, but look at the damage he's taken. That's only from the Terrorblade. Terrorblade is the one doing all the damage. Tim's gonna be going down as well. There's the track. Give me that money. And that's exactly what's gonna happen. Armin is still alive though as well. The SF going to the other side. Where's the help for him? He does have this Shadow Blade to make that the Silver Edge, so he'll be fine. Scamto, homing missile going towards him. Gonna be taking a lot of damage. The Lotus are protecting, but Womi, look at this. The illusion is pretty much crushing his head. And now there's gonna be MPZ there to finish it off as well. Jackie looking towards DB. He just bought back. Just let him go. How can you be so brutal, Jackie? Don't do it. And in your dream, tries to use the Requiem. Tries to be scary. No one is afraid of him. MPZ is though. But looking at this one, Terrorblade is a mightier demon than you. And the SF will have to get out. Narman jumps in. He doesn't have the jump out just yet. Has to be very, very careful how he approaches this. And even with multiple buybacks, Army Geniuses, they don't win that fight. Tim's did buyback as well. Narman, you don't want to be there. He has been bushwhacked. He has been tied to a tree, and he'll most likely die right there. No, jumps out. Will be okay for now. The homing missile is used. Tim's Lotus Orb does stop on him. Now the ulti from In Your Dream. There's the Requiem that we were all looking for, but it's really no damage coming out from him. He's not doing anything. In Your Dream will stand his ground and heal. He is dead, and Boom Esports, they'll walk into the Roche pit where Roche has already suffered a lot. His battle wounds make him vulnerable, and Jackie will make short work of him. 11k gold lead with this Roche. The game could end soon. Army Geniuses, they might just have one fight left in them. Oh, Narman. He has 2 raid bans, so this Faceless Void really is just a meat bag. You know, sometimes with 1400 HP, you're not gonna look at it that way, but it really is. Speaking about bags of meat, well, Womi, you're kind of gone. You're just gonna be beat up and taken down. Jackie does way too much damage. So Army Geniuses are every time doing more damage than their enemies. I mean, DB with the Shurikens is probably doing so much. Okay, now DB's soul will be swapped. One of the demons, just let me in. As Terrorblade likes to say, DB doesn't want to do it. The tower has fallen. No more Crimson Guard to use. What's gonna defend your base now? The homing missile doesn't connect. It just gets destroyed, and the meta is here. Who is gonna fight this guy? Who is gonna fight Jackie? It's gonna be no one who can get even close. His money is still being stolen, but he has so much that he doesn't care. And the forced in DB, where do you think you're gonna go? Penitence is on him, which means a billion hits from the Terrorblade will come over. The bash on Verish, he will be bashed. That should be enough. Jackie, just a couple of hits will finish the job. He uses the ulti there. Sunders FBZ, just let me in and I'm gonna make you live longer. Making a pact with the demon FBZ, that's why he'll survive. Omi has been caught as well. The Bushwhack is there, drops down the raid pact. Oh no, he's taking 30% less damage. I'm only gonna kill him in 1 second. In Your Dream starts right clicking, and now he sees he does nothing. Jackie gets an ultra. Where's my rampage? Nowhere, because all of you weaklings are dead. Boom Esports, they forced Army Geniuses to surrender. 35 minutes and the game is over. But it was fun, and there were times where Army Geniuses were actually doing pretty solid for themselves, getting a few kills, getting a few track kills on top of that as well. But Boom Esports, playing around the bottom part of the map, I think they understood completely what they need to do from start to finish, and Army Geniuses having those couple of moments in the game where they were actually unsure. Bounty Hunter dies, then the 2 supports die, then the Bounty Hunter dies again. They don't know if they want to farm, they don't know if they want to fight, and I think Boom Esports using that made it pretty easy for themselves. Really nice performance from all of the players of Boom Esports. Stand out for me. Tim's definitely jumping in and out of fights all the time. He died the most on his team, but to be honest, Tim's was kind of the was kind of the guy that takes all the heat, that takes all the beating. So really, not that big of a deal that he lost his life 6 times, but he was setting things up for his team so nicely. Guys, with that being said, we're done with game number 1. What does that mean? That we go to a 10-minute break, and when we are back, Army Geniuses versus Boom Esports game 2 will start.